Hello, and welcome back to the Ouachita News Show. I'm Jay Brumsey.
And I'm Lexi Lunsford. Thanks for tuning in to see what's new here on campus. Students just arrived back this week from Thanksgiving break after spending a whole week at home this year. This was the first time in a while that students have had just more than a few days off.
The switch came after President Ben Sales and his team consulted with Student Senate to change what holidays we would have off. The official decision put in place allowed professors to have class on the Monday of Labor Day in early September in place of the entire week of Thanksgiving break.
I have heard nothing but good things about the decision, and I hope that it will remain the same for the years to come.
Well, I enjoyed my break, but one thing that I haven't loved is the new cold weather we are seeing on campus. Let's see what the weather will look like for the next week. And we're tuning in with Josh Engel, who has our weather for us. Josh?
Well, welcome back, Tigers. I hope you all had a great break for Thanksgiving, and I hope that the weather wherever you were was awesome. Here at Ouachita, it's actually going to be a little bit colder this week. Specifically today, we've got a temperature of 63 for our high, and the low, that's where it's really interesting, 44. We're getting down there. We're starting to get winter weather. It's still a little bit warm for this time of year, but we're getting closer. This is nothing, though. That low of 44 is nothing in comparison to yesterday. We actually had a low in the low 30s yesterday, which meant that we actually were in freezing temps. In fact, if you woke up early yesterday, you may have actually spotted some frost on the grass. I know I did. So temperatures are actually a little bit warmer by about 10 degrees today compared to what they were yesterday, at least for the lows. A very small chance of rain actually is going to be happening tonight, but really the big day to worry about is tomorrow. Tomorrow is where we're going to have a whole lot of rain come through. There's been precipitation building up in the Gulf of Mexico that is now moving up into the region. Going to bring some much needed rain for some areas of drought, which is great. Downside, though, is that this rain is going to be, one, all day, and two, it's going to potentially build a thunderstorm late Thursday evening, which is kind of not great for Christmas on Ouachita Street, so something to keep in mind there. There will be a second storm actually building up out of the Gulf of Mexico, but sadly that's going to be a little bit more east of us, so we really won't see that affect us at all. Moving on into the rest of the week, though, temperatures are going to stay around in the 60s usually outside of Thursday. It's going to mostly just stick there. Only rain is Thursday. Other than that, we're mostly just going to see clouds, a little bit of sun, pretty moderate temperatures. You can see here we're going to get a lot more sun into the week there. But hope you all have a chill week, Tigers. Numbers are provided by AccuWeather. Back to the desk.
It looks like we will still be needing those warm coats for the next week or so. Thanks, Josh. Well, now that it's getting chilly here, that also means Christmas is near. The Fine Arts Department has their annual Festival of Christmas production starting this coming weekend. The show includes the Ouachita Singers, Concert Choir, and the newly founded Ouachita Dance Company members. The show is full of Christmas spirit and will be available to watch December 1st at 7:30 p.m. and December 2nd at 2:30 p.m. in Jones Performing Arts Center. Speaking of shows, here on campus, the theater department recently put on their fall production of Stage Door, and reporter Haley Short got the behind-the-scenes look. Let's see what she has for us today.
Today I'm here outside Verser Theater, where over 30 fine arts students are performing their fall production of Stage Door. Let's meet the cast or crew and see what we're missing out on.
The annual Fine Arts Department Fall Comedy is upon us, and to take the first step in understanding what the show is about, we need to speak with the people who work behind the scenes.
So the tech crew for all of this, we are doing lighting, sound, costumes, sets, basically anything that's not acting, that's what we're doing. And we're having a lot of fun doing it. I'm currently working sound for it, having a blast. A lot of us have been doing this for the past few years, not myself included, and it's a very family-like community. It's a lot of fun. We also have a huge backstage crew who are doing costumes and hair and set design and set building. Anything and everything they're all doing, and they've done an absolutely amazing job at it.
Ouachita students have the opportunity to perform lots of different plays, but this particular show shines a spotlight on several female leads.
It's a really fun show about all of these actresses, struggling actresses in a boarding house that all live together, And there's like a bit of like a fun little love triangle that happens in it, which is a lot of fun. And it's just about like actresses trying to survive in New York, which is still things that happen today in the real world.
With over 31 people involved in the show, the cast spends lots of time bonding with one another and developing their own characters for the stage.
Theater is so special because it's a place where you can tell stories that bring people together. You know, I hope when people come to see this show that they will see themselves represented on the stage, and that's just a beautiful thing to be able to see someone who shares a connection with you. So I really think theater just brings us all together and builds a community. Stage door, in one word, is hope, I think, because everyone in this show is running towards a goal, and they have hope that it will come true. And it does, because when you're determined and when you're passionate about something, it will come to you.
Well, I had a wonderful time getting to meet some of the cast and crew and hear about the show, but if you haven't gotten your arts engagement credit for theater yet, you haven't missed out, because they're doing their spring musical, Anastasia, coming up. But that's all I have here today. I'm Haley Sherd for Ouachita News. Back to the studio.
They're really saying farewell. Thank you, Haley. It's nice to see behind the scenes of a department that is so busy and thriving here on Ouachita's campus. The show Stage Door allowed for students to get their theater credit for arts engagement. But if you hadn't got the chance to get your art credit yet, the Matter Plus Spirit, a Chinese-American exhibit display, will be held in Moses Provine Hall until December 13th. Don't miss your chance to get that checked off your to-do list before you leave for Christmas break. Ouachita has decorated the campus nicely with trees and garland and lights and big displays. But their big event for the season is coming up this Thursday. The annual Christmas on Ouachita Street will be held down on main sidewalk of campus. Clubs, businesses, departments, and organizations will have the booths set up to bring in the holiday cheer right before students buckle down for the last week before finals.
It's hard to believe finals are almost here, and that also means the college across the street, Henderson State University, is prepping for their finals as well. Recently, the institution has been undergoing some changes. We sent reporters Brody Kriegel and Barry Schneidman over to get the scoop on what we need to know to be in the know here at OBU.
Imagine you are a third-year student in college, well on your way to graduating, but are forced to leave because your degree program was cut. This is the reality for students at Henderson State University. 88 faculty let go, 67 professors fired, $78 million in debt, 25 degrees shut down, hundreds of students impacted. A concerning situation, to say the least. Some of these professors have worked at the college for a very long time, building their lives around the college, the financial impact on them, as well as the students who have gone to this college for 2 or 3 years and have built close relationships with their professors, are now forced to leave Henderson. Haley has more to say on the situation.
Hi, my name is Haley Moss. I'm a junior biology major here at Henderson State University. This semester I was supposed to be taking animal physiology with Dr. Finley, and the first week of school they let us know that Dr. Finley was no longer working at Henderson and he was somewhere else. They neglected to tell us that beforehand. Class wasn't actually even a real classroom setting. We were taking it through an online program through Mexico, so there was kind of a language barrier there sometimes. The professor would be talking and switch between Spanish and English, which for me, I don't speak any Spanish, so that was kind of tough. They then announced later this semester that they would be obviously the remaining professors were going to be fired, and so I decided that I was going to transfer because, I won't have professors actually teach the class, and the professor that I have through Mexico right now, it's been really hard. So I'm transferring to UALR, and they're firing our professors. And on top of that, the professors knew it was coming. They're the tenureds, they know they're done at the end of the year. And it's kind of just put a dampen on their attitude. Not they're still great, they still are doing their best to get through everything, but one of my professors specifically is having memory trouble, lack of sleep, he's eat up about it, so it just sucks for everyone. At the end of last May, we had 11 biology professors, and during the summer it went down to 4, and Dr. Finley, who left 2 weeks before school started, that brought us down to 3 biology professors. And now at the end of this fall semester, we will only have 2 because one of them got a job at a DO school in Fort Smith.
How did this happen? Was it due to financial distress or poor mismanagement of funds? Surely they could foresee this happening, so how could they not have made changes to prevent this? Many professors were aware of Henderson being in dire financial strains, but no one knew that mass layoffs were on the table. A former professor from Henderson told me that the chancellor fired many professors due to them not being able to do their job to his liking. Was this an unfortunate situation or a preventable outcome? I'm Brody Kriegel. This is Ouachita News.
Thank you both for your hard work on that story. Well, things at Ouachita have not started to slow down anytime soon, and that also means we have lots of events to squeeze in the next 2 weeks coming. Coming up on Thursday, we have the Tri-Chi Thrift Shop event being hosted at Walker at 11 a.m., and of course, Christmas at the Ouachita at 6 p.m. Then, to round off the evening, we have Refuge at 9 p.m. Friday brings the weekly noonday meetings in Barry at noon, a coffee house performance by senior music industry major Brandon Humphrey, and then the women of Chi Mu finish off our week with their 2000s themed party in the Tiger Den starting at 8 p.m. on Saturday night.
This week doesn't show any sign of rest, but that's similar to the go-go schedule of a student athlete here at OBU. Let's take a look at the news our sports reporter Allie Bell has for us. Allie?
Welcome to this week's War Rundown. I'm Allie Bell, ready to share with you what's going on in the world of Ouachita sports. While most of us had the full week of Thanksgiving off, lots of our athletes were still hard at work. The women's soccer team wrapped up their 2023 season with a 1-0 loss in overtime to #1 seed and tournament host Washburn. While it's sad to see their season end, we are celebrating soccer players Jamie Fowler and Abby Inman, who were selected to the 2023 Division II Conference Commissioners Association All-Region team. Fowler and Inman are both great All-American Conference first team this season, and we commend their hard work in leading the Tigers to 11-3-7 final record and GAC Tournament Championship. In women's basketball, the Tigers came up just short on their first on-the-road game for their 2023-24 season against UT Tyler. The OBU Tigers were held at a 30% shooting performance from the field and a 20% game from the three-point range. The Patriots made more than double the amount of the three-point shots, which was the major difference in the outcome of the game. Ouachita opens its 2023 game Great American Conference slate this upcoming Thursday, November 30th against Harding. Tip-off is set for 5:30 p.m. at Bill Vining Arena. Looking now to men's basketball, the Ouachita Tigers took charge with a 115-54 win in their exhibition game over the John Melvin University Millers. Every Tiger got at least 8.5 minutes of playing time, putting together some solid practice and preparation for the slate of GAC games coming soon. Open play will begin also November 30th against Harding. Tip-off is set for 7:30 p.m. The Tiger wrestling team was led by Jimmy Anderson's runner-up finish in the 133 freshman-sophomore bracket at the recent Linderwood Open. Ouachita wrestlers took on opponents from the levels at all events, including multiple matchups from those on one of the top wrestling programs in the nation, Oklahoma State University. The Tigers will be returning to the mats December 2nd in Springfield, Missouri at the Drury Open. Wrapping up, we are celebrating 11 of our Ouachita student athletes for making the academic all-district team. 5 from men's soccer and 6 from girls soccer earned the distinction based on their combined athletic and academic performance. We are so proud of our athletes for working both hard on the field and in the classroom and excited to celebrate their efforts for being rewarded. To keep up with the latest in Ouachita sports, be sure to visit obutigers.com and tune into the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. That's all for this week's Roar Rundown. I'm Allie Bell, back to the desk.
Well, thank you, Allie, for that update. We like to keep you all at home updated with the constant weekly refreshers. But one thing we can't do here is communicate through the screen with the viewers, except for, of course, our question of the day. Isn't that right, Jay?
Yes, of course. We can't forget about the question that we asked you all on social media for this week. We asked, when do you start listening to Christmas music? Now let's get into the responses because I'm ready to see what the majority of you guys had to say.
Alex Watson said full blast after Thanksgiving.
Coleman Callan said, more like, when do I not?
Brooks Bell said he started listening in May of this year. Beta Christmas is here to stay.
Kylie Kiskin said, when do you stop listening to Christmas music? Well, Lexi, personally, I like to listen to Christmas music right after Thanksgiving to get into the holiday spirit.
Jay, I have to admit, I start listening to Christmas music around the 1st of November, just to get festive.
Yeah, but that pretty much wraps up our show today.
Make sure to follow us here on Instagram at Ouachita News Show. And each question of the day you may answer, just so you may see your responses pop up on the show.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ouachita News Show, so you never miss out on the latest and greatest Ouachita news. See you next time.